Alright, Altars by Chronos going to bring you another set of games. Again, I'm playing the deck for Texas Old School version, which was designed by Brian Weissman. This is his deck, his design. This is not something that I altered off of things based by him. This is actually given to me by him. So I'm testing it out, trying to find out what we can do to try and get some data. There's some things I want to change in it, which I will go over when I do another deck tech. My son is extremely excited. I think he's a big fan. So here's a little of the blurb of the current Texas Old School scenario. I'm learning a lot. City of Brass I thought would be a real pain to have restricted, but it's really not. I'm not missing Mind Twist. I have other cards to replace it that are a little more janky and more fun. So this format is slowly becoming probably one of my favorites of all time because the amount of sets that it encompasses. It's a great mix of things for me, and I absolutely love it. And some of the things that I'm kind of hesitant on Atlantic are restricted in here. So to me, this is like the perfect scenario. I think this is a great start. I can't wait to see how this comes about. But we are going to watch the Four Horsemen intro first.
Greetings, old school magic players, and welcome to the Four Horsemen.
Alright, so as always, or if you have never joined me before, this is a real live recording. I have my son here, so if you hear him talking in the background or coming up to me, that is just how I do things. This is real life. Hopefully that does not bother you. I do not have quiet time to do this usually. So here we're going to get down to the games. So now this is the second half of what I posted before. So this is me playing against a land destruction deck. So I wanted to see how this did against land destruction. I did learn after a bunch of games and a deck tech I'll do later on. When I do this for the second tournament, there are changes I'm going to already make. I talked with Brian about it. We need another tropical, so we're going to play in 4 tropicals. But that basic plains right there, that's going to go. I don't necessarily need it at all. I have blue blasts in there. There's 2 islands in there. It needs another blue source. So I do not run Fellware stones in here. So you'll see I dropped a quick tower. I'm going to pass. He's going to have all kinds of mana going on here. Alright, so I had to take a quick pause. Just a reminder, I will skip ahead of those things. There's a quick crumble on a tower, so I will not be gaining life. There I am realizing, I don't know what I did with my life total here, but there I am correcting it. Too many games and a lot of distractions. There's a black Vice. As I learned from the master and creator of the deck, Brian, Vice isn't really a threat. I don't find them as threats. This deck can easily function at 4 cards. And I have no problem with it. So I'm going to time walk. I'm going to take a little bit of damage here, which I will put on the top there for a second. I realized I missed it, so we played a lot of games. I was exhausted. Pretty sure I had 3 hours of sleep this day, so please excuse some of the differences. But I want to try and put some of these test games out so you guys can see some of the cards we're thinking of possibly playing. My son agrees. Now I have a lot of mana out there, but I'm down to 3 cards. He has 1 crumble in hand. I don't mind if he crumbled the Lotus. I wasn't really stressing it or needing it at the moment. So this told me if he had a crumble and he was a little bit anxious that he can go after it. This is when I learned it's a land destruction. I'm seeing sinkholes, and I see green, so I know there's going to be a land destruction deck in here, which is why the Vice is in there. So let's see how this deck works. Now, I do not run the 4 cities because of the restriction list. So there's a quick disenchant on the Soul Ring. I did that to try and slow him down. Like I said, I am not stressing the Vice at all. I believe I should have taken 3 damage, or 2 or 3 damage from the Vice if I'm not mistaken, but please forgive me. There's another Bayou. So he's definitely fixed on mana now, but at least he's not destroying 2 things a turn, so there's another land down for me. So sometimes, as I learned, you got to offer up some lands to make them look like they're really important. So now I drop one of the lands I was holding in my hand, which was a Tundra. I'd never expect a strip mine, or I don't know what to expect in here. So I have plenty of mana still. You'll see me disenchant the Mox. So at this point, I know what I'm up against. So I'm trying to take away his mana sources, is my thought process. So now I see the red, so I know there's going to be Stone Rains. So this tells me this is basically a 13 land destruction in my head. So you have 12 of the cards, and then one of being Strip Mine. That's the only ones I can think of. So I'm expecting a lot of land destruction coming out of here. And there's a basic forest. I'm going to top deck a blue-green here. I am going to sack that, but now I see, if you notice, he has no cards left. So now I'm going to smack a Serra Angel down. I normally will not do that, but seeing the color he's on, I took advantage of the scenario, forced him to keep destroying my lands until he had nothing left in hand, and then I threw down that Serra Angel. In theory, I should have kept the Lotus in hand. That was probably a play error on my end. But I wanted to keep the Mox because I was afraid of losing all lands and all Mox. I wouldn't be able to cast anything at all. Now I'm going to start punishing him. There's an elf. That's not going to help him. Now, I believe I'm on 17 life, technically. I never moved from the original Vice. He is at 7. Oh, actually, I should be at 21 according to him. I'm not sure if he missed the Vice also, but I'm not sure whose life is right, but I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be at 17. Now I do have the Moxen. Now this version here, I had a flash counter in. That is not actually in the deck. That was just something I was testing out. I wanted to see all the hype. I was not fond of it. I removed it. Totally took it out. So definitely do not recommend playing flash counters. But I hear a lot of people always saying in the past, hey, I need 1 extra counter for the deck. No, you really don't. It's just got to play chess better is the way I'm looking at it. So I definitely took that out. I went to the original version, which, like I said, you're going to have to wait to get the deck tech on. I'm not going to post that at the moment because the tournament has not started. Part of me is feel like doing it anyway and just posting it up because this is the first test, but I don't want people to know what I'm coming out with yet. They have a general idea, but they've seen me add cards in that aren't really in the deck itself, like that flash counter. So I hope you enjoyed this little blurb. These were previously recorded ones. The next one I'm going to post here shortly actually has the true deck. So you'll see the true deck in the works. Have a wonderful night.